Hi friends, today we are going to see how we can configure the monitoring for any particular backend server or for the VIP to check the status or to monitor the status of the backend server. Based on that, the VIP will be enabled or disabled, means it will be active or up or down, whatever you want to say. In our last video, we have seen how we can create VIP based on the service group or based on the service for individual servers. And the default monitor, we saw that it was taking as a TCP default. But in this video, we will see how we can monitor the servers based on the services or based on the particular file location, so that the server or the services is not running, it will switch down or make the service server down. Let's start. And just to recall our lab, this is our lab where we have, in our previous video, we have created a VIP 11 for the service group. This 12 is for service. Our service group name was SVCG for service group. For individual services, we have created 3 services. These are our servers, red, green, blue. This is my domain controller, right? So let's quickly start our VMware workstation and see how we can start the lab. So I have switched on my lab. This is my personal LAN PC, you can say LAN PC. IP, let me show you the IP. .10.0.0.4, which is as per our lab 10.0.0.4. And from here we will access this 10.0.0.11. So open a browser. So this is my Netscaler. Let me quickly jump to the traffic management and load balancing. Click on virtual server. You see there are 2 VIP created already, RGB and SVC, and we have services with red, green, blue, and we have service group with RGB. This service group or service is currently using the TCP default. It means it will check a TCP, it will do the TCP 3-way handshake for the checking the server status. But I don't want, because my services is running on 80 as a web server, so I just want my service or service group monitor this web server. Otherwise, what will happen if I go and stop this service, the web service, it will not mark my server down. Let me show you. So this is red, green, blue. Let me quickly jump to my web server. This is my web server, and let me log into that. So if I go and open IA server, these are my 3 servers, red, green, and blue. So let me stop my blue website or blue server. So I'm not switching or making the server as a server shutdown. I am just stopping the services of this web services. Stop this. So now the blue is not supposed to work. Let me open on the same machine. Just type here BLUA. It says not found because my web server is not providing the services, right? But at the same time, if you go and type green, it is working. Try with red, it is working. But for this blue, because we have manually or intentionally shut down the services, not the server. Now let's see what is the status showing here. You see here, in this case, the status or the service is showing up, but actually my service in the backend is not working. So is it going to create a problem? Yes. Even if you go to the service group, you see showing up, there is no changes. Go to the VIP, no changes. Now if someone tried to access The VIP IP was 11. Let's try with 11 first. See, it says not found. Refresh, green, refresh, not found, red. So it's sending traffic to the blue server also, which is showing down. This in the production, this can create a problem. So in real time, our monitoring should be like that. If the actual purpose of the server, our purpose is to provide the services, the web services to the end user by using this VIP IP. But in the backend, as we saw that our blue server is down. It's not physically down, its service is down. But in the VIP status or the NetScaler level, we are seeing the services is up. Why? Because it is using a TCP default. So it will do the handshake, three-way handshake. It is not monitoring the services actually, it is monitoring the server status. If the server itself goes down, then it will mark this as down. So before that, let me try to access this 12 also, because we don't want any confusion. So let's try with service group also. See, red, refresh, green, down, green, red, down, green, red, down. So whenever any production traffic will hit to this blue server and the backend, that is not providing the services. So user will face some problem, but at the same time, if they refresh, it will load balance and send the traffic to the another server. This is a problem. Why? Because we are not actually monitoring the services. We are monitoring the server default TCP. Now quickly go and make the server status up here. Click start. Now let's refresh here itself first. Check. Now up. Quickly go to the external server. Refresh this VIP, green, blue. Now you can see the blue is also providing the services. But at the VIP level, at the service level, there is no changes, right? Now suppose if the server itself is down, then let's see whether it is making is down or not. Quickly go to the server and let me make this server down, or let me change that IP from 12.112 is my so let's quickly remove, make 13 as I'm changing the IP. So now there is no 13, right? If we quickly go and do IP config 11, 12, 13. Okay, let me click OK here first. Now you see there is no 13, right? It means one of the server at the backend is down. Now quickly go and check a status here whether it is making any difference. Virtual server level now, but you can see the blue is showing down because we have removed, or we have shut down, actually you can say we have shut down the servers 113 here. So the blue is showing down. If you go to the service group, it will say partially up. Partially up means either few of the server or one of the server from this group, member group, is down. You go here and see blue is showing down. Now quickly go here and refresh. Red, green, red, green. It's not sending traffic to the blue because as per the monitor, my server is down. It means it is not going to participate in the load balancing. So if we are using a default TCP default, it means it will check the status. Now when it went, let me show what it says. Done. Quickly go here, blue, monitor. Now you will see failure. It says failure, timeout during TCP connection establishment stage. It means my monitor is doing a TCP default monitor. TCP default monitor is doing a TCP handshake with this server 113, which is actually down, and it is not getting any response. So it marked this monitor as down, and because this monitors mark this server as down, so this service will down, and if the service is down, the VIP level, you will see 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. Either it is service label or service group label. It's not 100%, earlier it was 100%. So as soon as this server will come up, it will make health as 100%, and here it will start sending to the blue website also. Let me check for this. This is my service. It's not sending any traffic. You can see green, red. It's not sending any traffic to the blue one because my blue server is down. Server itself is down. Now let's quickly go and make the server up. Make the server. Either you can change the IP or you can manually shut down the server. It's up to you. So I just for quick purpose I made the IP check. Now 33 is there. Quickly go to the NetScaler. See, it's as of now this swing. Just go do a refresh. Quickly go to the service. Blue. See, it says refresh. Give some time. Now see, TCP sync plus acknowledgement received, and it marked the server monitor status up. Now all are up. Go to service group. It says up. Go to VIP label. It should be 100% now. You can see it's 100%. So go and refresh. Blue, red, green. It's sending traffic to all the server in the backend. So this is the TCP default. So TCP default is actually checking the server status by doing a TCP handwave check. But now we need a monitor which can actually check my service status. I know my server is up, but what if there is any issue with my web servers or services that is on port 80? So for that I want a monitoring to be in place. How we can do that? Quickly go here, jump to PC. You can see there is a so-called, these are the default monitoring. There are approx 27. I guess we have created, or 28. There are 28. Yes, there are 28. It will show all this. These are 28 default monitoring option or monitor services available in built features with this NetScaler. You can see ping default, TCP default, or ping TCP. So ping default and ping, you can see two things, TCP default and TCP. This is default and this is customized. This is customized TCP, this is customized ping. You can make any changes if you want. Same way HTTP, you can see HTTP ECB. ECB stands for content verification, extended content verification. It will verify a particular content behind the server. You can call it. So for as of now, just quickly go to the service. This time we will monitor the service group with HTTP and service, all these three services with the default. And let's see how it make any difference. So just quickly go to the service group, click here, service group member. You can see here monitor option, click here, no service group to monitor binding. Click on this. It will ask load balancing monitor binding. Click here. Now we are going to monitor the service group for HTTP service, especially for this service. Select, bind, done. So this service group is monitoring the server with HTTP protocol, or you can do it or vice versa. Let's make this or remove this. Done. Leave it by default. Go to service and make these services binding changes to TCP default to HTTP. So for red, I want red server to be monitored on HTTP. You can see success HTTP response code 200. 200 means the server is up in the backend. Close, done. Make green also, add binding, HTTP, select, bind, success response, close, done, and blue. Add binding and HTTP, select, bind, close, and done. So what we have done, these three service is now tagged to HTTP monitoring. This service group is using the TCP default as of now. So if there is, and this service group is binded with, let me click on the VIP. This VIP is using service group. This VIP is using the service. It means if there is any change at the server level, the servers goes down, my service group where it is using the TCP default will mark it as down. Or you can see this 100%. If any of the servers goes down, it will change this status here. If the server itself, if the services, HTTP services is down, then you will see the difference here. So let's quickly go and make the services down first. I just want to stop rate server. So server is up, but the services is down. Quickly go to the system. Now refresh here. There is no changes as of now. Quickly go to the service group. Service. What is this? Okay, this is HTTP. Close. You can see now it says partially up. Let me make it TCP default, because we are already using our service, this bind. Okay, default monitoring is already there, so let me unbind this because we forgot to unbind earlier. Close and done. So refresh it. Go to service first. My rate is down because we marked this rate server services down, not the server. But if you go to the service group, it says up. If you click here, it says up, because this service group is using TCP default monitoring and this service is using HTTP monitoring. Now go to the virtual server level, you will see the difference. At the virtual server level, you can see my first VIP, which is using the service group, it says 100%. But the second VIP, where we are monitoring at the service level, it says 2 up, 1 down. Now if you go and try to access VIP 11, it will send traffic to all the server, right? Because we are in this, you can see for this we are using TCP services, and for this VIP we are using a HTTP service. So any traffic, let me so any traffic from my machine, if it hit to this VIP which is using TCP default, it will send traffic to all the server, because for that monitor the server is up. So it will send traffic to all the server, and you will see whenever it will hit a red, it will show page cannot be displayed. But at the same time, if you go and send traffic via this VIP, it will not send any traffic to red, because for him this service is down and it is monitoring the service. It will only send traffic to green and blue. Let's see. This is 11. 11 is my service group. Go and refresh. 11, green, blue. This is red because it's down. We know that it's sending traffic green, blue, red. But at the same time, if you go and refresh that second VIP, which is monitoring the VIP at service level, green, blue, you are not seeing any changes. It's not sending any traffic to the red one. because this service marked one of the servers down because it's monitoring the services as HTTP. But at the same time, this VIP, which is monitoring the TCP status where it says all the server is up. So I will send the traffic to all the server. That's why you can see this is not found, green, blue. Now, as soon as you go and mark this services up, it will start sending traffic here. So let me quickly jump, make the server up, start. Go to the load balanced, go to the service. See, it's up, all are up. Go to the VIP, you will see 100%, 100, 100. This is for service monitoring. This is for TCP default monitoring. And if you go and do a refresh, you will see sending traffic to all. Right? So this is the difference between the TCP default monitoring. We are using 3 servers, the same server, one via service label and one via default, TCP default. So TCP default is actually not recommended if you are using any services, particular services you want to monitor. So it's better to use that. Now let's create one more service. We creates one more VIP. In that VIP, we will use extended verification. It means if my service is up, server is up, but I want to monitor a particular content behind that. So let's see how we can do that. For that, we need to make some changes on the server level, and then we will see how it goes. So what we'll do, we will change monitoring for particular server only. We are not going to touch all you want to touch, but let's go and change the monitoring for red. And this time we will change this monitoring HTTP to HTTP ECV. So click here and go to select ECV, select and bind. Oh, sorry, not TCP. It was by mistake binded. So let's go bind HTTP ECV, extended content verification, select and bind, and unbind the old one, unbind, close, done. So if you want to see what HTTP ECV does, click here. See, it will send a get.
Is author Dennis Vega's debut.
So it will try to go for a particular location here, HTTP ECV get. Now see, if you go to the services, open this and check monitor binding. It says success pattern found in response when we are using HTTP ECV. But at the same time, if you go on the green one where we are using HTTP only, you will see HTTP response code 200 received. This is the difference. That says the success pattern goes found. Let me open a duplicate tab here. Services we are using here green. Let's open a red one here. Red one is using ECV, success pattern found in response, and green one is using HTTP where it says success 200 received. So purpose is same, but in this case where we are using ECV, it says pattern found. So let's see what pattern is inside this HTTP ECV. Close that, and also just go and click on the HTTP. HTTP first, go and click HTTP. It says header request, head request, head, and response code 200, right? But at the same time, if you go here in the ECV, it says get. This is a default. So if you want, you can create your own customize. So let me go and create one customized monitor for this particular server. selected that, and I will give the name as red. And for red, I want to check for a particular file, that is my home.html. I just want to check for this site, this page. If this page is not there, it will mark this service down. Even the service is up, so it will try to go and look for this home.html. Let me show you home.html is there or not. So red, edit binding, advanced setting. If you go, this is a location, see website red. Let me show you red. You can see home.html is there. So it will go and try to look for this file, and if there is mismatch in this name or in this file location, it will mark this server down. Even the services is up. So let me go quickly, home.html, create. Now go to the service, click on red, load balancing. Instead of default ECB, we will select our customize monitor. That is in this case is red, HTTP ECB red. Click here and select bind and remove this. So now my red is going to use to check the particular file, that is HTML. Close. Done. Right? Check the VIP status. This is my service. It's showing up 12. So let's try with 12. This is my 12. Refresh, red, green, blue. It's sending traffic to all, even at the service level monitoring or the service group level monitoring. This is a TCP default. And in this case now, we have two types of monitoring. For blue and green, it is checking HTTP, and for red, it is content as verification. Now, if someone goes, or if there is any issue with that home.html file, or that there is a misplace, just go and rename this home1. So if you see this, okay. So my server is up, still showing up. You can see I can stop it. It means it is up. The green is up. All these three servers are up. But the location or the content which we are monitoring, we have changed that. Now go to the VIP level and refresh that. Service group, services. To mark as a down. If not marking, it means there is some issue. Let me cross verify that. HTTP CV rate success pattern found. Sorry, monitor. Okay, home.html red 1 and 111. Okay, close. Done. Quickly jump to the server and check. Let me restart one time the server. It's not working here, so it should also drop here. You can see if you go and refresh here, it says green, blue, red, because that location is verifying and sending. And why you are getting this? Because the server is not marked as down. It seems it's not marking as down, but ideally it should mark as down. Let me cross verify that. HTTP ECV what we can do, advanced parameter, and okay, destination IP, you need to type 172.21.10.111. okay, and service group services, do a refresh here. Now it's slowing down, so it's taken some time. It might be some issues, but if you go now refresh this, you can see it's 1 down and 3. And if you go and refresh here, so it will not send the traffic because we are monitoring a contents and that we rename that. That's why that is extended verification. So by this way, we can customize and do a different types of monitoring available. You can do a TCP monitoring, you can do TCP extended, DNS, anything you want. If you want, you can customize, you can create your own customized monitoring for the Citrix. If you want to monitor the STAs, this is for Citrix services, this is for secure Citrix services, this is again for Citrix services. These are default monitoring available, which you can use for your server monitor status, backend server monitor. This is all about this monitoring. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day. Bye.